malfunction. Tillamook Lake campground on my way up to Radium, which is in that direction. Started 3 hours after I wanted to. After the tire change took way too long. Here I am. Pack weight's probably close to 40 pounds, unfortunately. But here we go. See where we get to. At this point, definitely gonna be making my way downtown, up the mountain in the dark. So, see how that goes. Currently 4:10 p.m. About 50 minutes into the hike. I got a number of hours left. You can probably hear the water. Definitely the water, because it's raging. I gotta go up that way, but it goes off around. This is the river from the lake, so pretty cool. Yeah. 3.5 kilometers in, 1 hour so far, and I still gotta go about 7 kilometers up. It is what it is. I mean, I'm actually starting on the trail going up to the lake, not the one that's going along the river. So, here goes. Yo, it's me again. 20 minutes later, in the dark. This time I have my headlamp on. It's dark, if you can tell. On maps, this shows about halfway up the hike to the trail, to the lake. There's a camp spot. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I can get to that. And then, if there's a spot, stay there tonight, because, yeah, it's dark. Last time I was here, it was daylight, and I can see a lot of older stuff. Now it's dark, except for light. There's no snow. So hopefully you heard that. Last time I was here during the day, there was snow everywhere. I could see where it was going. But now, I'm absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Yo, I made it. Thankfully. So I'm finally at the halfway point. Not even close to the lake. It is 6 p.m. and it is kind of dark out. Sorry, let me rephrase that. It is absolutely pitch black. I can't see a thing without this light on. Thankfully I have a light on. Got this pad, set it up in 5 minutes. I'm going to bed. No, wait. The mattress is finally pumped up after like not even 5 minutes. Like 5 inches thick with some foam on it. Very nice. Thanks to this little pump. Spread out my sleeping bag. Put my base layer on. Got my little pillow, and good to go in a croissant. It's 6:30 p.m. I'm about 2 hours 50 minutes in, maybe about halfway to Radium Lake. I am in my tent. I am dry. I am very warm and sore in my shoulders. It is what it is. Very comfy. Maybe I'll go up to the lake tomorrow, maybe not. I'm good with what I've done so far, so I'm going to sleep. It is 7 p.m. It is quite chilly, so that's why I got my, my lord, these fries unequivocally buzzing look on, because it keeps my ears warm. My left shoulder is very sore. We'll see how that goes in the morning. Might read for a little bit. Probably not, because I'm very tired. For those of you who are wondering why I've got a red light in my tent, it's so that I can still see. It doesn't really hit my eyes. It's not blinding. I don't need to see a whole lot. And it just helps my eyes adjust to the darkness in preparation for a good night's sleep. Yes, it's nasal strip. Helps me breathe. Peace. 20 after 7 in the morning. It is quite chilly. It's not raining, but my tent is wet. I'm not gonna go to the lake, I don't think. I'll give it a bit, maybe. Think on it. We'll see. Apart from like the loud river, waterfalling, whatever you want to call it, it's quite nice up here. Because the lake's up that way, and the trail is down that way and back. I don't know if you can tell, but there are some wet spots on here. This area is a little bit wet compared to around it. Same with area here compared to over there. Because the water's seeping in through the tarp, and I don't like that. But it happened. Like the water droplets there. But most of it's dry. Apart from my bag from yesterday, but see. Yeah. Just finished making some grilled cheese. I brought coffee with me yesterday, so now I'm warming that up. So as much as I want to keep hiking up our way to the lake, it's not going to happen. Oh well. I went up a ways from my tent, which is somewhere over there. But it's quite nice up here. Now I'm gonna pack up eventually, and then head back down. Like, I did what I wanted to. I went hiking, slept overnight in a tent. No, I did not get to the lake, obviously. That's fine. And next time I will do that. I will get to the lake. I will climb up trail. I will get to the lake during daylight. I will set up tent, and I will sleep there. However, this time I did not make it. I'm alright with that. I will go back down to my tent. I will enjoy my coffee, and I will pack up, and I will go back down to my car. And then from there, I will go back home. But it's quite nice up here, though. I do very much like walking in the forest, because you get that. That goes pretty cool. And you get this. Now, usually I would prefer quiet, but it is also reassuring having that river right beside me. I think that's pretty cool.
Also, I will say this, it is quite nice walking around with these on. They're comfy and they're light. However, they got no grip, so walking like on a hike, I don't advise that. But like camp shoes, minty. Absolute minty. This is it. This is my campsite. Finally able to set out. My campsite was just up over the way, up there. And now, I get to go back. So, I crossed the bridge, walked to here, I'm like, it's too hot. I could take this layer off. So I took my base layer off. So I can keep walking, otherwise it'll be way too hot. Fun fact, last year, January 6th, this is as far as I got. Because this is where I cut my ankle. I walked down to the bridge and then walked back and then put a bandage on it, treated it, and then went back. So my record is that square marker, orange marker there. I will say, probably most definitely blatantly obvious, it's a lot better and nicer to hike in the day than it is to hike at night, obviously for visibility. But I'll also say it is kind of cool hiking at night because I was on edge. I was very, I guess you would say, of surroundings. Because without the headlamp, it was black and I couldn't see my hand if it was in front of my face. That being said, probably will do it again. But I've also said before in the video back in February when I procrastinated and then ended up hiking in the dark. Consequences of my own actions or lack of actions, because I could have been prepped sooner, but it wasn't. So here I am. There I was in the dark, and here I am now in the morning, walking down the trail. Probably do it again. Yeah. Also, I need to get a new pack. This thing is heavy. Most of the capacity or space taken up is because of my sleeping bag, which is unfortunate because it is a 70-liter pack and it probably weighs around 40 pounds based on my last pack that I had up to Statlu, which weighed about 37 pounds. Or it's not properly fit for both. It is what it is. I'm gonna keep going because I kind of have to. Another fun fact. That peak up there is Flora Peak, which I did back on July 12th. That one was tough going up because it's just 45 all the way up, but it was very rewarding. And then that is Goat Ridge over there, and then between, kind of see it, maybe you can kind of see it between the valley there Lindemann Lake. I forgot the name. Finally, out my car. Flora Peak is up behind there. To get that, you got to go on the trail down and then up along that face, up to there, and then up and up. I'm back, finally. 2 hours down, 2 hours up, 2 hours down, about. And I went right up there, abouts. And then if we keep going up, Radium Lake is up and around. But I'm good with what I did.